leftist fight for death for the right to kill children. AOC smirks for the cameras. Dr. King bled for the cameras. I admired him greatly. For her, I have nothing but contempt. Oh, and if you're fooled by her and if you admire her, I want you to know I have that exact same amount of contempt for you in the Zoom world zone.
Most of us have a heat advisory that takes place from noon today through about 8 o'clock this evening. Heat index values from 105 to maybe as high as 109. Also at the risk for strong to severe thunderstorms, some around this morning, more likely later this afternoon and evening with a high in the mid to upper 90s. Early evening storms, then partly cloudy with mid 70s, and then just hot for Friday, partly cloudy, low to mid 90s, perhaps an isolated afternoon storm. I'm Mike Mays in the North Carolina News Network Weather Center.
And now, the Sandhills #1 morning show. Mornings with the LeaderMan. Here on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. And heard and seen around the world at talk973.com.
The best part of waking up is waking up with us.
Guess what time it is?
Well, what time is it?
Secret junk food time. Junk food.
Look at all the junk food.
Ooh, is that what they're serving for breakfast?
Bring junk food.
I don't eat junk food.
It's National Junk Food Day.
Have you ever considered not eating that for breakfast?
No junk food. I'll never eat junk food again. I swear. Happy National Junk Food Day.
Let's start the show.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here. You can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Here come bad news talking this and that. Yeah. Well, give me all you got and don't hold it back. Yeah. Well, I should probably warn you, I'll be just fine. Yeah. No offense to you, don't waste your time. Here's why. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do.
Good morning, Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. Welcome back to the most listened to program in all of the Sandhills. It is time once again for Mornings with the LeaderMan. I am Steve Leader Adams, along with the Colonel, retired Marine Colonel Jeff Drummond. Good morning, Colonel.
Good morning, Moore County. Hey, sun's up. Commie rats should be in the basement. So you hardy conservatives, get outside, enjoy your day, get the kids up, get them away from the computer, get them away from TV, feed them something healthy for breakfast, and get out and exercise.
Don't forget, of course, we're being heard and seen around the world on a live video stream. That's available to you right now at talk973.com or talk1041.com or weeb990.com. If you want the video, that link's in the middle of our page, our homepage. And if you just want our audio broadcast stream, you can get that too. And you can get that anywhere in the world at our website. It's in the upper right-hand corner of all our pages where it says on the air, listen live. Click that once you're listening that quick. Weather for us today here in the Sandhills area. We got several days of probably the worst weather of the year so far, and it's not going anywhere. Now, long-range computer models say we might get a little relief late next week, but that's the first time it shows anything under 72 on the dew point. So, wait a minute, what?
I said, and you're loving it.
That's spots walking to the car.
Nothing gives you more joy than to report that dew point at 72. I can tell.
I hate it. I sit there and go out into the future to look for something under 72. But all day today, all day tomorrow, 72, 73. Anyway, for today, partly cloudy, hot, humid showers, maybe a thunderstorm, 50-50 shot of it. High of 94, heat index 103. Tonight, more of the same, a low of 74. Friday, more of the same with a high of 94, although that chance of weather on Friday will be only, or thunderstorm, will be only 20%, so there is that. And then, let's see, you have, where'd it go, Stevie? Friday, partly cloudy, highs in, 94, Saturday and Sunday. Partly cloudy, thunderstorms Saturday with a high of 93, heat index 98. Sunday, more of the same, but sunshine, no mention of rain. 95 for a high, heat index 100. And all the fun just keeps going on and on and on until we get to next Friday, I believe it is. Or Thursday, Friday, we get a little break. Anyway, that will change between now and then because it's too far out for the computers to be that good at it. So we shall see. All right, it is 7:34, 34 past the hour. I always like to start the day with the best of the overnight Unique boys to see if they can possibly come up with something that the Colonel will laugh at. Here we go. Come on, Windows, will you please play radio with me? Here we go.
The big story right now, obviously, is the heat. As temperatures continue to reach record highs across the world. It's the type of heat where you get into an Uber and you can see the sweat outline of the passenger before you.
Two governing bodies of Quidditch have announced that they will change the name of the sport to quad ball in an effort to distance themselves from J.K. Rowling. Said bullies, fine, let's go beat up the quad ball players then.
Some COVID news, I heard that a new variant has been detected and it's called Centaurus. Yeah, my first car in high school was a Centaurus. That's right, Centaurus apparently has got the head of a bat and the body of a horse.
So what's the deal with J.K. Rowling? Why are they?
She's the author of Harry Potter.
Yeah, I know, but why
separate them from her?
Yeah, but why? What's the big deal?
I guess copyright. I don't know. Here's something the Colonel will have some expertise in here.
Okay.
A Canadian woman had a bear trapped inside her car for 3 hours, where it took a dump and destroyed the vehicle.
Yeah, just drive that right to the trash yard. Yeah.
Here is the owner of the car, Stephanie Hanaway, and Police Chief David Cernick, talking about the bear that has made a habit of breaking into cars in the community.
Grab my keys and I walk to the vehicle and I open the driver's side door and this head pops out in the back seat. It's the bear. I freaked out. I closed the door immediately and I ran into the house and I started screaming.
We do have a bear that got into a car and got some food. Has since then learned to test just about every car it seems it comes across.
It's just gross in there. It's absolutely disgusting.
Yeah. Bears are. When you
they're nasty.
A couple of times I've been out and early in the morning, and you can hear them moving around, but it's a bear, big old boar bear when the smell hits you. I mean, it is nasty.
Yeah.
Those things are awful. They're awful.
Yeah, they'll. Well, I'll get to that in a minute. All right, the families. No, we're gonna skip that one for a moment. Where did my bear stories go?
And she should have closed the door. She should have left the door open so the bear would get out of there.
Well, she probably figured that her car was toast and trying to talk and read at the same time. She figured the car was toasted. Why not just keep the bear there and let him come get it? Mm-hmm. I have another bear story for you. All right, here we go. Here's a woman and little girl being interviewed about a bear that broke into their cabin in Lake Winnipeg, Canada. Everyone was in separate sections, and they were able to barricade a dividing door as the bear wandered from room to room looking for something to eat.
Yeah.
Officials also told him the bear might come back. Here we go.
Once we knew that all the kids were okay, our next move was to barricade the one door that separates the two sides of the cottage. And then my sister took the little kids and barricaded them in a bedroom.
My favorite chocolate cake we found on the ground, all eaten. So the bear ate the chocolate cake.
The bear now sees our house as a place to get a reward or a food source. They fully expect that it will return at some point this evening. Our hope is that it would go into the bear trap and not into the cottage.
And by the way, they point out it's a live bear trap.
Yeah.
Until they take the bear around the corner, of course. And
well, no comment on that. But yeah, you know, there's not much of a bear problem here. I know there are bears that have been spotted in Moore County occasionally. I don't know the latest spotting.
Well,
but,
our black bear, so not that big that it will avoid humans.
Well, they've got bears over on Bragg, so I know you know the likelihood of one wandering around over here, you know, is pretty good. But, you know, that's the problem.
No, they've seen them over there in Weymouth.
You know, we used to have, you know, when I was the game warden in Virginia Beach, Chesapeake, Suffolk, and Norfolk, and Isle of Wight. And the Great Dismal Swamp is right in the middle of all that. Suffolk, Chesapeake, and, you know, right on the edge, south edge of Virginia Beach. And, you know, that's a huge black bear population. And people, you know, continually put out their bird feeders and all this other stuff and wonder why bears are wandering around in their yard and hanging around. And, you know, if you've got particular animals hanging around your yard, then quit feeding the birds, quit feeding all this other stuff that's out there, and they'll go somewhere else.
Yeah. All righty. Okay, a Canadian woman claims that when she called 911 because of an intruder sleeping in her home, the dispatcher told her it would be a while before police arrived and asked if she could wake the intruder up herself. Here's Angela Chalmers talking about the scary situation.
I walked halfway down the stairs, and there was a strange man lying right here on my couch. They said that the police were really busy, and would we mind waking him up ourselves?
Oh, yeah, there
I'll wake
you go.
him up with a 9mm.
Yeah, well, you better get a long pole with something sharp on the end of it and poke him with that. You know, that's another thing. One of the things you run around in, you know, when you're out there in the middle of nowhere, the urban outdoorsmen, you know, guys that are kind of hiding out. And, yeah, these guys are drunk, druggies, or whatever, and you don't want to be anywhere near them, and, you know, maybe kick them in the foot to see if they're breathing or whatever. But you don't go over there and shake somebody's shoulder, hey, get up, get off of my couch, because you don't know what they're going to do to you.
Yeah.
I mean, this is amazing.
They may be armed, too.
Yeah, 911 says, will you mind waking him up? And, yeah, I mind waking him up. He's broken several laws, apparently, at least trespassing, if nothing else, and get him out of here.
Yeah. If I'm going to get him out of here, it's going to be at the end of a 9mm.
Well, yeah, feet first out the door. But, you know, I can't believe 911 actually did that. What state was that in?
Winnipeg, Canada.
Oh, Winnipeg. Oh, never mind. Sorry, it's Canada. Okay, yeah, I can actually believe that's what they said. All right. Sorry, I missed that when you started out the story.
Here's another good one for you. A woman is claiming that a Burger King in Mississippi served her daughter a half-smoked cigarette with her chicken fries. Here's the mother, Jen Holyfield, talking about what they found in their order.
As you see, it's from Burger King, so it's a little greasy, but you can see there were chicken fries ordered. And after eating 6, we found a cigarette butt. It is a Seneca menthol that my daughter found half-smoked in her bag.
Okay, I don't know what to tell you about that, lady. I guess you got a complaint. Go see a lawyer. I mean, that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
You know, these fast food places are...
Well, they're not hiring scholars there, that's for sure, so keep that in mind. What do Kevin Costner, Helen Mirren, Jason Sudeikis all have in common?
Costner, Helen Mirren, and who?
Jason, I don't know if I got the last name right. Sudeikis or Sudeikis?
Well, the third guy I've never heard of, don't know. The first two are actors, so they might have won some award, an Oscar or something, I guess. I don't know.
No, they get paid $1 million per episode in their current shows. Variety made a list. Costner gets on top with $1.3 million for Yellowstone.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about the guy with the least amount of acting to do in there, but he gets $1.3 million. Marin and Harrison Ford get $1 million each on 1923, and Sudeikis, or however you pronounce it, gets it for Ted Lasso.
All right, never heard of 1923 and never heard of Ted Lasso.
Well, here's Dr. Evil with the big paycheck announcement.
$1 million.
Yeah.
Well, they've got agents and lawyers, and they all contract for that. Now, he gets $1 million per episode, but the agent and the lawyer, whoever, they all get their little piece of that. So it's still a nice chunk of change. Plus, he probably lives in California, so you got to pay all those taxes. So I don't know. He's walking away with what, $250,000, $300,000 maybe.
I don't know. A lot, probably.
It'd be a lot less than $1 million, I can say that.
Yeah, well, got Gavin Newsom to get through.
Well, that's what I'm saying. California, you get hammered out there, and the agent.
First, you got to pay your view tax, and then your fund tax.
Well, I mean, just on your paycheck. I mean, what's an agent get for managing your?
I don't know. I guess it depends on how much they haul in.
10% probably or something.
8 to 10%.
All right, so and then he's got to pay his personal assistant, and then he's got to pay his makeup guy and all this. So
no, he doesn't. He doesn't have to have those.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Good.
Those are lazy luxuries.
So I just on taxes though, he's walking away with a lot less than that.
Well, Steph Curry hosted the Epsi Awards last night. He joked how it is better for him than a prior host. Here we go.
LeBron James, he hosted this award show back in 2007 after losing in the NBA Finals. So yes, you guessed it, this feels better. This feels better.
All right. All right. There, of course, as you have heard, record high temperatures out there, all being blamed on global warming.
Of course. We have the global warming emergency here.
And they sit there and talk about the effects that they have made so far. And these countries, all they can do is measure, really, the amount of heat in the atmosphere based on the amount of energy created versus the way it was created, if all that made sense. But anyway, as we've gone over before here, volcanoes make up 96% of all greenhouse gases, and we can't shut one of them off, and there's 70 of them out there spewing day and night, all sorts of amounts of stuff you don't want to breathe in.
Yeah, all that aside, I mean, anybody that studies it understands that this is a big lie. And I'll believe that any of these individuals are... almost did it again. I'll believe any of these knuckleheads
coming more every week now.
I'll believe,
right groove.
I'll believe they're serious when they ground all the personal private airplanes, when they do away with all the big limos and park them and all of that. When all of that stops, then I'll believe they're serious about it.
Yeah.
But the only thing they're serious about is trying to take away my card.
Yeah.
You know, and that isn't going to wash. So I'm not playing the game.
They're adding to the price of your life every day with all this garbage.
Yeah, when the governor here and all the state house guys, when they have to park all their personal vehicles and personal airplanes and all those gas guzzling pieces of garbage they ride around in, they'll be telling me, okay, hey, now, yeah, sure, I believe they're serious now because the governor's going to ride a bicycle instead of taking that big behemoth wherever he goes, and with 5 or 6 car loads of cops following him around.
Saying I'm important.
And yeah, so there'll be a little flock of bicycles riding around with the cops and the governor and stuff. When I see that, I'll know they're serious, and I'll park my car.
Did you see where Governor Roy Cooper came in at number 9 of the Democratic presidential possibilities?
That's laughable.
Yeah, we elect Mr. Rogers to the White House. That will be good. And he'll come out and explain it all to you.
Well,
because I will be the president.
They're starting all the mask baloney again. I'm not playing. I'll state it right up front. I'm not playing any of it. I'm done with all of their garbage, all their baloney here. It's all a lie. I'm sorry.
No.
Greenhouse garbage is a lie. That stuff that they, all these solar panels and windmills and all that, pollutes more in the manufacture of that garbage than my car and a million cars. So, you know, they're not serious about this. This is a big subsidy, money grab, money redistribution.
That's it. Money redistribution.
It's all they. You know, the only thing that they got right is naming this the Green Initiative, because all they're doing is stealing our money. That's what's going on.
And Biden helps by sending them a million barrels of our oil.
Yeah.
And
so
44 gallons in a barrel.
So it's a lie. That's exactly right. We got to send all the oil to the Chinese company that Hunter Biden works for, that he has a relationship with. All you got to do is read a little bit, and you see all this stuff. It's green. It's green. It isn't the green you think it is, but it's green.
Well, if you eliminated mankind off the face of this earth, you only make a 0.004% of 1% difference.
Well, can you state that another way? Because, you know, eradicating mankind is exactly what these people are getting to. I don't like it.
1/1000th of 1%.
So, you know, Bill Gates and that...
4/1000.
That big sappy-looking Nazi, what's his name? Schaft or Schwab or whatever. You ever take a look at him? He's a Nazi if I've ever seen one.
Who was this?
He's some European dope that's out here trying to kill everybody. Him and Bill Gates and the Chinese buying up, doing everything they can to interdict the farmers there in Belgium and killing.
What was it? Netherlands made them kill half their livestock.
Was it Netherlands or Belgium? Yeah, but over in Europe, they're killing agriculture in Europe.
Yeah, you wonder why meat's so high. Well, like I said, there was record high temperatures all across the country in the world this week. You know, we feel sorry for the folks with AC that is not working. But to help out, let's we call a local AC repairer and see how things are going.
Thanks for calling the air conditioner repair company. All of our agents are busy with other customers. Stay cool and please stay on the line. We're very sorry your air conditioner isn't working on a sweltering day like today. Your call will be answered in the order it was received. So just chill with some tunes and someone will be with you shortly. Oh, you poor, miserable thing. You probably should have replaced the filter a month or so ago. It sucks to be you. But your call is important to us. Please, don't sweat it and hold on.
And then you lose the connection. Unfortunately, we have good repair people that advertise on this station. in the heat and air business. Tell you won't have any problem if you call one. They'll get there, like today.
Well, that, the HVAC, and associated electrical and some plumbing and other things. But, down here in the South, if you can't make a living working on HVACs, I don't know what you can make a living doing.
But how would you like to be a repairman who's got to go up in those attics that are 115, 20 degrees
I got
to fix the thing?
I got you, but you get paid to do that, and it's usually the rich types that, I got to pay him $115 to get. Yeah, you know what? Get your wallet out or get your dead rear end up there and fix it yourself, clown. You got people that know how to work on this stuff and make a living at it. So pay them what they're worth. Or sit there and sweat.
Or the worst thing he could say, it's got to be replaced.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to get into company names, but I had a really good guy when I first got down here, and he didn't do that to me. I'm the one, after several years of him coming over, and every 6 months he'd do his check and this and that and the other thing. I finally said, "Hey man, replace this thing." So that was on me, not him. He did everything. He did everything to keep that system running, and did a great job at it. Does a great job at it because he still works on mine. And my system works very fine. I do. You know what they call it? These guys come over here. One guy was complaining here about a month ago. Well, then, hey, shut up and sit there and sweat. Then, fix it yourself. You can't. You don't want to get off a dime to pay a man to come over and maintain your system. Shut up. I just don't. I don't want to hear it. They have programs. The guys, mine comes over every year, twice. Comes in the spring, comes in the fall to check the cool, check the heat, and make sure everything's working properly. And in between, if something goes wrong, he comes right over and fixes it. And it doesn't cost me a dime because I've already paid that.
Yeah.
It's worth the money.
Well, and if you got a maintenance contract, they tend to come see you first if you have a problem.
Well,
unless you're with Spectrum.
Oh, well, that, unless you're WEEB.
Because I have a business class with them that I pay hundreds of dollars for every month just for the service. And every single time I got an internet issue, we got to get into me getting mad. Because I sit there and explain to the twerp on the other end that, what do you pay for your cable? $50? Well, I'm paying $350.
Yeah. Well, no, like you say,
that means I get to the front of the line. That's why I pay it.
You have a business class. I mean, I don't even want to get into the cable and cell phones and internet and all this kind of stuff. That's a whole different ballgame.
The key is to get their supervisor. Say, obviously you have no authority. Give me your supervisor.
My neighbor always has problems with hers. I come out there and there's the truck sitting out there like, okay, well, mine's going to go out shortly because they got to work on hers, and then mine gets interrupted, and my God.
Well, we have a new sponsor today. Check it out.
Today's show is brought to you by Flip Flops. Remember, if you only shuffle your feet, they don't make the iconic noise.
Yeah, nothing like somebody walking by, real heavy set, leaning back on those heels, and it goes click, 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 click. And their heel is mushed down to a flat pancake. I hate a flip-flop. All right, we've heard the headline news, but the other question is, what about the not headline news?
This is not headline news. Justin Bieber will resume his world tour after dealing with facial paralysis. He credits his recovery to maintaining a stiff upper left part of his lip. There's a new cat-based video game called Stray. The goal is to survive until you're adopted by a sad older woman in a Christmas sweater. Quidditch, the sport made popular by Harry Potter, will change its name to Quad Ball, but players will continue to be called losers. And today is National Junk Food Day, which to most of us is just another Thursday. This is not headline news.
Well, I don't ever go to Starbucks, but those that do will get a kick out of this. A TikTok hack is going viral that shows people how to purchase a burrito from Chipotle for around $3.
We're gonna do soft chicken, brown rice, side. You wanna do a side? Do a side of black beans, side of corn, side of this, side of this. This is important. You wanna get a tortilla on the side, okay? What's the total? $3.35, but just wait until you see the amount of food that's gonna come out.
It's important.
It's important.
I can't even repeat that. Yeah.
It's kind of like president.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Terrible.
Or president.
Where was that? Did it say what state that was in?
No, it's just a TikTok hack.
Okay.
You know.
Just curious what state.
All right, coming up on 8 o'clock, your news is next, and we shall return on the backside.
Most of us have a heat advisory that takes place from noon today through about 8 o'clock this evening. Heat index values from 105 to maybe as high as 109. Also at the risk for strong to severe thunderstorms, some around this morning, more likely later this afternoon and evening with a high in the mid to upper 90s. Early evening storms, then partly cloudy with mid 70s, and then just hot for Friday, partly cloudy, low to mid 90s, perhaps an isolated afternoon storm. I'm Mike Mays in the North Carolina News Network Weather Center.
Broadcasting from the top of the North Carolina Sandhills, 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM, WEEB, Southern Pines, Pinehurst, Aberdeen.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. While climate change may take a back seat to a lot of other pressing issues in the minds of many Americans, for President Biden, it represents what he calls a clear and present danger.
This is an emergency, and I will look at it that way.
The president threatening to do an end run around Congress.
I said last week, and I'll say it again loud and clear. As president, I'll use my executive powers to combat the climate crisis in the absence of congressional action.
Mr. Biden speaking during a visit yesterday to the former site of a coal-fired power station in Massachusetts. And during his speech yesterday, the president said he has cancer, suggesting it was a result of childhood exposure to air pollution from oil refineries. The remarks causing a good deal of confusion and concern on social media. There is speculation that Mr. Biden may have been referring to the skin cancer he had surgically removed prior to taking office. 2 Texas men indicted in the heat-related deaths of more than 50 illegal immigrants.
A federal grand jury indicting truck driver Homero Zamorano and Christian Martinez on a number of charges in the deaths of 53 migrants and heat-related injuries to more than a dozen others found packed inside a hot airless tractor-trailer rig last month on a remote road in San Antonio. Convictions could result in life sentences for the pair. The U.S. Attorney's Office could also authorize prosecutors to seek the death penalty. The 53 dead were from Mexico and 3 Central American nations. It is the deadliest known smuggling attempt in the United States. I'm Tim McGuire.
The headline from the latest Morning Consult poll tells the story. It reads, Biden plumbs new depths. Net approval rating now underwater in 44 states. On Wall Street, Dow futures down 116. More on these stories at townhall.com.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance. For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-940-6161. That's 1-800-940-6161. Or go to SelectQuote.com. That's 1-800-940-6161. SelectQuote. We shop, you save. Full details on example policies at SelectQuote.com/commercials.
The world's oldest ever captive male panda has died at the ripe old age of 35.
On the panda was popular with visitors at Hong Kong's Ocean Park. Fans stopped by to take pictures of a photographic memorial in the enclosure where he lived for most of his life. In a statement, the theme park noted that On lived to the respectable age of 35, the equivalent of 105 for a human. On companion, Zsa, a female panda who also held a world record by living to the age of 38, passed away in 2016. The company's chairman, Paolo Pong, said his cleverness and playfulness will be dearly missed. The geriatric panda was moved off display in recent weeks as his health deteriorated. He suffered from high blood pressure, became less active, and had stopped eating solid food before he was euthanized to prevent further suffering. I'm Jennifer King.
The European Union imposing more sanctions on Russia over its ongoing war in Ukraine. News and analysis at townhall.com. For Starbucks, the problem isn't cash, it's crime.
It's one thing to close stores that are not making a profit, but the CEO of Starbucks is closing stores that are making money, 16 to be exact, and he says it's because of city governments who abdicated their responsibility to fight crime. According to Howard Schultz, America has become unsafe, and he says the closures are due to attacks on his staff and drug use in the store's bathrooms. Stores located in high crime cities like Los Angeles, Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, and Portland will be closed. Schultz's leaked comments were on a video from an internal meeting. Tasha Stevens reporting.
The European Central Bank is set to join the U.S. Federal Reserve and the Bank of England in a global rush to hike interest rates, hoping to slap a lid on galloping inflation. The ECB's first rate hike in 11 years expected to come at the bank's policy-setting meeting today. More on these stories at townhall.com.
As our economy gradually reopens, remember to support local.
Know you're doing the right thing and stay proud.
Be a part of the greatest comeback of all time with Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB.
And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free.
Pride Plumbing is proud to serve Moore County with superior workmanship and dependable plumbing service, including 24/7 emergency service. Like the name says, we take pride in our work and your safety. Our employees must pass background and drug tests and share Pride Plumbing's reputation for quality service. From simple leaky faucets to new water heaters and sewer lines, backflow testing and installation, drain cleaning, plumbing repairs, and, if necessary, replacement and remodeling. A family business with over 50 years of prideful service. Go online to callprideplumbing.com and check out our 5-star customer reviews. We offer a 10% discount to all veterans and active military. Call Pride Plumbing of Moore County at 910-295-0152. 910-295-0152. Serving with pride since 1965.
This is Dr. Terry Ann Sams from Sandhills Weekend Dental. Here we grow again. I am excited to introduce Miss Nancy, our newest team member.
Hello, my name is Nancy. I will be assisting Dr. Sams in your care. I look forward to seeing you.
Call Sandhills Weekend Dental today at 910-687-4423. Eat, kiss, and smile better.
Jump into the fire at Brick's Wood Fire Pizza in the Cole Shopping Center and enjoy your famous wood fire pizzas and the Brick's Wood Fire wings in several flavors. New menu items and fresh food is made daily. A fun place for family and friends. Dine in or sit on the outdoor patio. So jump into the fire at Brick's Wood Fire Pizza, Kohl's and Hobby Lobby Shopping Center in Southern Pines. Brick's Wood Fire Pizza is open every day at 11 a.m.
You can jump into the fire.
Give your desk and your back an upgrade. Turn any old workstation into a sit and stand workstation with an Alera raised desktop from Sandhills Office Supply. With easy access levers for simple adjustments, this space-saving design is affordable too. Experience the benefits of an Alera lifting workstation with a demo at Sandhills Office Supply on US 1 in Southern Pines next to Smithfield's Barbecue.
If you're like most folks, you love your home. You love your neighborhood and those that live around you. But when you go inside your home, you see that it is in need of a massive updating, especially those bathrooms, kitchen, and great room. You know that these areas need upgrading, but you also know what a task it is to do it yourself. Hi, I'm Steve Leader Adams, and I've built over 2,000 homes, and I and my partner Larry Postawade have over 70 years of construction experience and have our own remodeling business called Relive It Remodeling. We also pride ourselves on making remodeling jobs an easy and enjoyable process for our clients. We look after everything from permits to the last paint stroke. We also show up when we promise and stay until completion. And we also recycle any materials through the Wounded Warrior program. And here's one more promise. Nobody, and I mean nobody, does better quality work than we do. For your next renovation job, give me a call right here at WEEB at 692-7440 or check us out on the web at ReliveItRemodeling.com.
Don't let allergies damper all the fun in the sun this summer. Carolina Air understands the importance of air quality in the home. The cleaner the air, the healthier the family. That's why Carolina Air proudly offers whole home air scrubbers. Quick installation, whole home air purification systems have no harmful byproducts, require no ongoing maintenance, have no replacement parts, and kill most viruses. Visit your local air quality specialist at carolinaair.com to find out more. Carolina Air, comfort without compromise.
NCN News, I'm Tony Rixby. Blistering heat continuing to cover North Carolina and much of the country. CBS News meteorologist Craig Allen takes a closer look at many parts of the East Coast.
There is an excessive heat warning, in fact, for portions of the Virginia coastal sections. It includes places like Suffolk, Norfolk, Virginia Beach, on up through Williamsburg. The heat index in these areas could easily hover around 110 degrees for several hours during the course of the afternoon.
In Johnston County, Kenly Police Chief Josh Gibson and the entire police force resigning Wednesday. Gibson saying town manager Justine Jones created an environment where Kenly Police could not perform their duties and services to the community. Resident Sandra Walston told CBS 17 she's concerned about what happens now.
He's done a good job for our town. I'm a retired teacher from the area. I remember seeing him in the schools, and just a little bit of shock.
Johnston County Sheriff Steve Bizzle says his deputies would be available to serve in Kenly as well. The committee investigating the January 6th Capitol holds another primetime hearing tonight, and they're expected to play never-before-heard clips from former President Trump. Correspondent Scott McFarland has more from the Capitol.
The January 6 panel says the focus of this primetime hearing will be what it characterizes as a failure to act by former President Trump as the Capitol was under attack. One component of the hearing, we're told, will be the playing of recorded outtakes of a January 7th speech by the former president after his advisors urged him to denounce the violence.
COVID-19 cases are increasing in North Carolina. The governor and state health officials urging people to take precautions. Health Director Betsy Tilson telling WTVD.
High-risk activities haven't really changed. Remember, indoor settings are higher risk than outdoor settings.
You're listening to NCN News.
North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance was just named one of America's best insurance companies by Forbes and the nation's best auto insurer in Crash Network's Insurer Report Card for the third year in a row. Sometimes being the best means being a little different. Our difference is our people. And with agents in every county, you've got local award-winning service right in your backyard. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance. Helping you is what we do best.
Small business owners are a cornerstone of our state's economy and are essential to the fabric of our rural, urban, and suburban communities. At the NC Rural Center, we believe that our state's economic future depends on the vibrancy of the small businesses lining main streets from Murphy to Manio and everywhere in between. That's why we've assembled hundreds of entrepreneurs, advocates, and community leaders from across the state to form the North Carolina Small Business Coalition. Learn more about the coalition and how to join at ncruralcenter.org.
The Respect for Marriage Act passed the U.S. House this week in a 267-157 vote. All North Carolina Democratic representatives voted in favor of protecting gay marriage, while 47 Republicans from other states also said yes. Every North Carolina Republican representative voted against it.
Chris Cooper is a political science professor at Western Carolina University and tells WNCN it's an issue that's less divisive in public these days than it is in politics.
There's only 3 states in the country where the majority of people are not for gay marriage. Look, most people are for gay marriage in North Carolina and in the vast majority of this country.
During a time where the league may be fighting for its life, Atlantic Coast Conference Commissioner Jim Phillips preaching amateurism during his address at the ACC kickoff in Charlotte. He said he's confident that no teams will be leaving the ACC. Phillips says there are more answers to the ACC's revenue problems than simply one of expansion.
We understand where those 2 leagues are. No one's ignoring that. And we're all trying to find ways to close that gap. I know where our 17, or our 15 schools are. We are really aligned.
Teams in the Big Ten and SEC already make $25 million more than ACC schools do from their media deals. U.S. Golf Association and the World Golf Hall of Fame announcing yesterday the Hall of Fame is moving back to Pinehurst. USGA CEO Mike Wan.
We're going to be here, United States Golf Association. We're going to bring tons of championships here over the next 30 years.
And it will be a homecoming. The World Golf Hall of Fame was founded in Pinehurst back in 1974, then moved to St. Augustine, Florida in 1998. But now the announcement has been made. It'll be returning to North Carolina with some inductions anticipated there in 2024. Tony Bixby, NCN Sports.
The heat is on. More heat coming today and more into the weekend as a ridge of high pressure in the upper atmosphere that's been sitting in the southwest shifts to the east for Saturday and Sunday. Some of us could have a high of 100 for Saturday and Sunday. Now today it's all about the chance for thunderstorms, some possibly around this morning, more late this afternoon and evening with a high in the mid to maybe upper 90s. Early evening showers and storms, partly cloudy tonight with mid 70s and maybe just an isolated afternoon storm Friday, low to mid 90s. I'm Mike Mays in the Weather Center.
Right now here in the Sand Hills area is partly sunny, 76 degrees, humidity 92%, dew point 73, winds east at 1 and pressure 3021, solar radiation 147 watts per square meter. It's 8:14. Let's take a look at your Sand Hills news for this Thursday morning. Moore County law enforcement announced the arrest of the one person following an investigation in the Cameron area. The sheriff's office received a report of a breaking and entering and larceny. Deputies responded to the scene and apprehended Amber Smith, 28 of Cameron, during the commission of the crime. Smith was charged with 1 count of felony breaking and entering, felony larceny after breaking and entering, and misdemeanor possession of stolen property. 3 days of joyful, inspired play in the inaugural U.S. Adaptive Open at Pinehurst Resort's course number 6 ended in a dramatic triumph befitting a USGA national championship. Simon Lee, 25 of the Republic of Korea, shot a final round 71, then went birdie par on a 2-hole playoff on Wednesday to win the men's overall title over Felix Norman, while Kim Moore, 41 of Portuguese, Michigan, went wire to wire to earn the title of women's overall champion. And the World Golf Hall of Fame is relocating to Pinehurst at the USGA's Golf House Pinehurst campus in 2024. Additionally, World Golf Hall of Fame induction ceremonies will be held in Pinehurst in 2024 and 2029 to coincide with the 124th U.S. Open on Pinehurst number 2 in 2024 and the return of back-to-back U.S. Women's Opens also on course number 2 in 2029. That's your latest WEEB local news from the Sand Hill Sentinel, and of course you can go online to sandhillsentinel.com for more information. It is 8:17. Sports is next, right here on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM, WEEB.
Your morning sports report is brought to you by Hughes Supply of Pinehurst. With over 50 years' experience, Hughes Supply can handle all your plumbing project needs from start to finish. Call 910-295-5541 or visit them online at HughesSupplyPinehurst.com.
And
NCN Sports, I'm Josh Zach. Yesterday was the opening day of the ACC kickoff in Charlotte, and Commissioner Jim Phillips discussed the future of the conference amid changing times. The future of the ACC is in question after Southern Cal and UCLA announced that they would leave the Pac-12 and join the Big Ten next year. It's all about revenue. Teams from the Big Ten and SEC already make $25 million more than ACC schools do from their media deals. Phillips says there are more answers to the ACC's revenue problems than expansion.
No one's ignoring that, and we're all trying to find ways to close that gap.
NBA Finals MVP and Charlotte native Steph Curry hosted the ESPYs last night in L.A. Curry also won for best record-breaking performance and setting the mark for most three-pointers in league history. The city of Kiev's mayor and former heavyweight boxing champ Vitaly Klitschko was honored with the Arthur Ashe Award for Courage, and Hall of Fame broadcaster Dick Vitale was given the Jimmy V Award for Perseverance.
Thank you. I've had to persevere in my life like many people. I lost my eye as a kid. I poked it with a pencil. And my mother and father would always say to me, you can be what you want to be. She said, you got spirit.
As for some other trophies, St. Louis Cardinals' Albert Pujols was given the Muhammad Ali Humanitarian Award. Olympic swimming champion Katie Ledecky won Best Female Athlete. And the Best Male Athlete went to Angels pitcher and hitter Shohei Ohtani. The World Golf Hall of Fame is coming back to North Carolina. It was founded in Pinehurst in 1974, but moved to Florida in 1998. Yesterday, the governor and the USGA were in Pinehurst to announce the hall will return to its home in 2024, just in time for the U.S. Open at Pinehurst number 2.
North Carolina is the home of golf. It is a place for the best golf in the world, and Pinehurst is our crown jewel.
This week, Pinehurst hosted the USGA's inaugural U.S. Adaptive Open for players with disabilities. It will host that event again next summer. This is NCN Sports.
If you or someone you know has been the victim of a crime, the North Carolina Department of Public Safety Office of Victim Services is here to provide support. The office provides a range of free, confidential services to help you regain yourself, receive compensation for damages incurred, protect yourself and your family, and move beyond the stigma of being victimized. Visit ncdps.gov/4victims. That's ncdps.gov/4victims.
If you pay your city or town for electricity, you live in a public-powered community. When storms or other disasters damage your community's electric system, public power line workers respond first so they can make the scene safe for other first responders. It's difficult work, often in grueling and dangerous conditions. So be sure to give those folks in utility trucks room to work safely and keep your community powered. Learn more about public power at electricities.com.
A college football and Super Bowl champion was found dead in a Raleigh hotel earlier this week. Raleigh police said 50-year-old Charles Johnson was found dead Sunday during a welfare check at the Hampton Inn on Spring Forest Road. Johnson was a freshman on the Colorado Buffaloes' 1990 national championship team. He was selected 17th overall by Pittsburgh in the 1994 draft and played a few years with the Steelers before he joined Philadelphia, then moved on to New England where he won a Super Bowl in 2001 and retired after one season with Buffalo in 2002. He most recently worked as an assistant athletic director at Heritage High School in Wake Forest. A cause of death has not been released. The investigation is ongoing. Josh Zach, NCN Sports.
We're proud to be working with our local businesses for the greatest comeback of all time.
Come together.
With Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB.
It's our 1-year anniversary of owning your local Sears hometown store in Aberdeen. Hi, this is Catherine Phelps. Joe and I want to thank all of our customers for their patronage and warm, heartfelt welcome to our new community. Remember, creating relationships and helping you make an informed buying decision is our business. And we'll price match any in-stock local competitor. So please shop your locally owned Sears hometown store, Aberdeen.
So you had a whole house generator installed, so that when the power goes out, the power comes right back on. Or it's supposed to. The generator guys at Carolina Power and Generators can make sure it is ready to go when needed with a biannual 35-point inspection, 24-hour service, and much, much more. Maintenance by Carolina Power and Generators equals peace of mind. For more details, visit generacnc.com and power up. Or call 910-241-4677. That's 910-241-4677.
Cooper Ford has done it again. For the second year in a row, Cooper Ford has earned the prestigious Ford President's Award from the Ford Motor Company, given only to dealers who exemplify exceptional customer service. It's no surprise that Cooper Ford is the dealer of choice in the Sandhills. No games, no gimmicks, no market adjustment addendums or outrageous markups. The price you see is the price you pay at the locally owned Cooper Ford.
I'm Aaron Cooper. Please come see us here in beautiful Carthage or visit us on the web at cooperford.net. And as always, working really hard to be your hometown dealer.
This is the perfect time of the year to bust out all your Echo tools and equipment from Beaver Equipment. Thanks to all the storms, my new Echo chainsaw from Beaver Equipment has been getting a good workout. Beaver Equipment is the place to go for rough and rugged Echo equipment for real men. They offer 5-year warranties and are locally owned and operated. So men, get out there and enjoy your Echo power equipment from Beaver Equipment, Highway 211 in Aberdeen, 910-944-0402.
Neck, shoulder, or back pain can be downright debilitating. If you have those issues, you already know that, and you don't need me to tell you about the opioid crisis. There's another, better way. I'm talking about chiropractic, a healing art that's also science. Dr. Sharon Wright of Wright Chiropractic in Seven Lakes invites you to come in for a discussion about how chiropractic works and could work for you. To be sure, there are many of you out there that have reached the proverbial dead end trying to treat and manage your pain.
This is Dr. Wright. I can't guarantee I can fix every problem, but I will tell you honestly whether chiropractic can be of help for your particular issue. Living with pain is not always the only option. Doesn't it make sense to explore every avenue before resigning yourself to the limitations of pain? Call our office today to schedule a consultation and start living again. 673-2225.
Sandy Ridge Memory Care provides all the amenities of home while providing personalized resident care and a dedication to a safe, secure, and comfortable environment for your loved one. Providing care for dementia and Alzheimer's population has been our specialty for over 20 years. Research has proven that a loving, structured, and intimate home environment successfully fulfills the needs of both the one affected by dementia and Alzheimer's as well as the family caregivers. As one of the largest memory care facilities in North Carolina, we feature 3 separate secure units within our community. Each wing is designed for individual needs and preferences. Call for an appointment or just drop in to tour our facility and discover for yourself the care that sets us apart. Located only minutes from Moore County and surrounding areas, Sandy Ridge Memory Care is the right place at the right time. On Bowman Road in Candor or online at sandyridgeliving.com. Call 910-974-6000.
War Dogs Army Surplus is Moore County's largest selection of Army surplus. They buy, sell, and trade Army surplus, and they'll match any legitimate offer from competitors with a price match guarantee. They'll match and beat any competitor's price by 10%. With the largest selection of vintage and modern gear and collectibles, War Dogs has everything you're looking for. Open Monday through Friday, 10:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays. 675 Southwest Broad Street in Southern Pines, or call 910-920-7749. That's 910-920-7749. War Dogs. We offer more and sell for less.
From the WEEB Community Calendar. One Big Day Back to School Health Fair will be held Saturday, July 23rd from 9 a.m. to noon at the New Covenant Fellowship Church, located between Union Pines High School and New Century Middle School. One Big Day Back to School Health Fair will offer free physicals for student athletes. There will be 300 free backpacks with school supplies for students of all ages who participate in the free health screenings and other activities. Join us for One Big Day Back to School Health Fair on Saturday, July 23rd from 9 a.m. until noon. For more information, call 910-947-1412. That's 910-947-1412.
Thanks for help bringing the economy back. One local purchase at a time.
Kind of uplifts you and you feel better.
It's the greatest comeback of all time. With Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB.
The Zumwalt Zone is proudly sponsored by Moore County Citizens for Freedom. Always looking out for you.
Hello, I'm John Zumwalt, and you're in the Zumwalt Zone. In the 60s and 70s, extremely brave men and women went to jail for standing up for civil rights. Martin Luther King Jr. is the best example I can think of. I doubt if anyone knows how many times he was arrested. When he was arrested, it wasn't by friendly cops with a friendly news media standing by in case of one wrong move by the legal system. He didn't get bonded out before he even had time to process in. AOC and her buddies put on a pretty good show the other day. They staged an illegal protest. They were upset by the Supreme Court ruling. When she was taken away, she held her hands behind her back, so it would look like she was in handcuffs. Dr. King didn't have to act like he was in handcuffs. He was in handcuffs. He didn't have to act like he was beaten. You could see it in his head and his cuts. He was in mortal danger, and he stood strong. AOC is a spoiled, rotten little brat who has all the other spoiled, rotten little brats in this nation fooled. Dr. King fought for and he died for lives of people who deserve to live and live side by side, human being to human being, completely equal. Leftists fight for death for the right to kill children. AOC smirks for the cameras. Dr. King bled for the cameras. I admired him greatly. For her, I have nothing but contempt. Oh, and if you're fooled by her and if you admire her, I want you to know I have that exact same amount of contempt for you in the Zumwalt zone.
Most of us have a heat advisory that takes place from noon today through about 8 o'clock this evening. Heat index values from 105 to maybe as high as 109. Also at the risk for strong to severe thunderstorms, some around this morning, more likely later this afternoon and evening with a high in the mid to upper 90s. Early evening storms, then partly cloudy with mid 70s, and then just hot for Friday, partly cloudy, low to mid 90s, perhaps an isolated afternoon storm. I'm Mike Mays in the North Carolina News Network Weather Center.
And now, the Sandhills' #1 morning show. Mornings with the LeaderMan. Here on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. And heard and seen around the world at talk973.com.
The best part of waking up is waking up with us.
Guess what time it is?
Well, what time is it?
Secret junk food time. Junk food.
Look at all the junk food.
Ooh, is that what they're serving for breakfast?
Bring junk food.
I don't eat junk food.
It's National Junk Food Day.
Have you ever considered not eating that for breakfast?
No junk food. I'll never eat junk food again. I swear.
Happy National Junk Food Day.
Let's start the show.
She's so low maintenance. Don't need no champagne, poppin' entertainment. Take her to Wendy's, can't keep her off me. She wanna dip me like them fries in her frosty. But every now and then when I get paid, I gotta spoil my baby with an upgrade. Hey, hey, hey. Yeah, we fancy like Applebee's on a date night. Got that Bourbon Street steak with the Oreo shake. Get some whipped cream on the top two. 2 straws, 1 shack, girl, I got you. Bougie like Natty in the styrofoam. Squeaking in the truck bed all the way home. Some Alabama jammer, she my Dixieland delight. That's how we do, fancy like. Fancy like. Fancy like. Fancy like. Don't need no Tesla to impress her. My girl is happy, rolling on a vest. Don't need no mansion to get romancing. She's super fine, double wide, slow dancing. But every now and then when I get paid, I gotta spoil my baby with an upgrade. Hey, hey, hey. Yeah, we fancy like Applebee's on a date night. Got that Bourbon Street steak with the Oreo shake. Get some whipped cream on the top two. 2 straws, 1 shack, girl, I got you. Bougie like Natty in the styrofoam. Squeaking in the truck bed all the way home. Some Alabama jammer, she my Dixieland delight. That's how we do, fancy like my new clean blue jeans.
Good morning, Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. Welcome back to the most listened to program in all of the Sandhills. It's time once again for Mornings with the LeaderMan. I am Steve Leader Adams. along with the Colonel, retired Marine Colonel Jeff Drummond. Good morning, Colonel.
Good morning, Moore County. Time once again to take in the fresh air of truth and freedom, found only here at WEEB. So, it's a little warm out there, a little muggy. Probably need to take some bug spray. But you need to get outside. You don't want to sit around in the house all day. Don't let your kids do it either, even if it's a little miserable outside. You gotta get out there and experience what a Democrat feels like every day of his or her life. The misery and all of that. That they put themselves through. But it's just a temporary thing. Get outside and enjoy the day.
Yeah. And don't forget, of course, we're being heard and seen around the world on our live video stream. That's available to you now at talk973.com or talk1041.com or weeb990.com. Top middle of the page is where the link's located on your mobile device. You can get to it by going to our website at Talk97. I did all that, didn't I? Anyway, you come to our website. In the middle of the page is a link to the video, live video of the program, and then upper right-hand corner is a different link for just the audio by itself, and you can get to that, listen to it anywhere in the world on your phone, PC, whatever you got. Weather for us today here in the Sand Hills area, it's going to be partly cloudy, miserable, humid, showers, maybe a thunderstorm, 50-50 shot of it. Look for a high of 94 and a heat index of 103. So stay hydrated, stay in the shade, and watch out for those pets. Mostly cloudy tonight with a chance of thunderstorms, a little 74. Friday, more of the same. Partly cloudy, isolated showers and thunderstorms, high of 94, but only a 20% chance of the wet stuff tomorrow. And for Saturday and Sunday, partly cloudy both days, chance of an isolated thunderstorm. Both days a small chance. Look for a high on Saturday, 93 with a heat index of 98. Sunday, mostly sunny with a high of 93, index of 99. And starting next week, more of the same. Maybe on Thursday, Friday, somewhere in there, you might get a little break on the humidity. Not a huge one, but that may come out. Right now it's in the long-range forecast, but it won't. We'll see if it stays there. Right now around the Sand Hills, solar radiation is 109 watts per square meter. Pressure is 3021, winds calm. Dew point at a very sticky 74. Humidity 92%. It is now cloudy and 76 degrees here at Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. All right, it is 8:35, 35 past the hour on this Thursday. Got so many things going at one time, it's hard to keep up with them all. Okay, might have time for some hard trivia before the hour is up. The Colonel seems to do a good job on that.
No, not last week.
Well, we'll see how we do this week. We'll start out with our Twitter quotes from different people. Rona McDowell, who's the chairman of the Republican Party, said Bidenflation is hitting seniors really relying on Social Security doubly hard. Not only is inflation lowering their real benefits, it is forcing many seniors to pay more in taxes. Bodega worker Jose Alba, too scared to leave his home after murder charges were dropped.
Oh, I bet he is.
To the Post, New York Post.
Yeah, he killed a dirtbag, and unfortunately, the dirtbag's girlfriend is still roaming around. The girlfriend already stabbed him, so yeah, she's probably out there looking for him with a gang of dirtbags.
From Breitbart News, Delaware Court of Chancery Chandler I can't even say the word. Screw it. Go on to the next one. Giddy up NYPD. Officers on horseback chase a suspect through Times Square who had just robbed a store.
Great.
They got him. U.S. existing home sales.
Did they whip him while they got him? Did they ride him down and stampede him?
Should have. Yeah, he comes out of the store running, and right there standing a cop on a horse, and he starts darting through traffic, so does the horse.
Well, and that's great, but, when they took him to book him, did he walk right out the back door and, into the next store to rob that one?
Yeah, probably.
That's the question.
U.S., from Reuters, U.S. existing home sales fell for a fifth straight month in June to the lowest level in 2 years, as recorded high prices and fast rising interest rates make buying a home too expensive. Well, let me say first, it's never too expensive to buy a home because all your interest is tax deductible. Look at it this way. It's either going to go to Uncle Sam or it can go to a new home. It's kind of your choice there. So if you rent, all you got to show for is 12 rent checks at the end of the year. If you buy, at least you got a home that you can build equity in and sometimes sell for a profit.
But the thing is, if you can afford it.
You won't be able to afford as big a home, whereas you might have qualified for $350,000. Now you only qualify for $300,000.
And if you can keep a job, that's the problem. You get into the middle of this, and then the next thing you know, Biden pulls his next mask baloney, and everything's closed up. And next thing you know is you're out of a job, and your business is closed or something, and boom, everything is gone.
Well, the Fed chief starts raising interest rates. Like Paul Volcker did, and destroy your life. They can. They will. They did it. Let's hope he learned a lesson from it, because you got these clowns. I heard one on Sean the other night, some Wall Street dude, the hair plugs on his head and all that crap, and going there, we need a man like Paul Volcker who will raise interest rates till we stomp out this inflation. I said, you dumb fool. I said something else, but I can't repeat it. You don't kill people in the process. You can get out of a recession by increasing production and demand, not by killing it.
The problem is, we have a political ruling class. They steal money from us to begin with, and then they turn that into, political paybacks and things like that, so they make more and more money. They don't care about $5 a gallon gas because they're not paying $5 a gallon for gas when they drive through the congressional gas station, et cetera, et cetera. They don't pay $40 for a steak dinner if you go to the congressional restaurant or whatever they call it in there. They have dining halls, etc. So they're subsidized. They subsidize themselves across the board for all of this garbage. And then you have like AOC complains, well, she's got her electric car. She's not smart enough to figure that one out. But, again, they're subsidized. They're stealing our money. They pay themselves back with our money, and then they do the sweetheart deals like Pelosi's husband just did. Yeah. Hey, we're getting ready to vote on the chips? Computer chips stuff. So invest in this because it's going to make a lot of money for you. Oh, ask Senator Burr.
He does $5 million worth of buying.
Well, ask our own Senator Burr how much money he made off of inside information, et cetera. Tell us, has he been doing it? I don't know, but I would love to have somebody go in there and check all his finances to see what he may or may not.
Well, yeah, he knew the exact moment to dump out of some stock.
So he's been shown to have done it also.
Oh, yeah, for $3 million.
So they don't care what they vote on or what they do because none of that impacts them at all. Some of them, there's probably one or two of them up there on the up and up. But for the most part, no. They don't care that Social Security doesn't cover anything and that inflation and the price of housing, all this stuff. What Obama got the sweetheart deal to get started with his house that he bought in Chicago there way back in the day. What was that worth? $600,000, which he got for $100 and some sweetheart deal. All this garbage is going on. We have an elected political class, and the the thing is, you can move in and out of that political class if you got to work at it to get elected, et cetera. But you got to have money to get elected. But once they're in there, they start spreading this money around, to various things, to private organizations, et cetera, et cetera. They're spending our money. They're cheating us. They're doing it at the state. They're doing it at the federal level. And it's been done here at the local level. Keep an eye out for what the hell's going on here with our own commissioners, et cetera, in the past.
The problem is when you point it out, the people say, I don't care.
Yeah. What's the problem with spending some tax money for? Hey, it shouldn't be spent at all. It shouldn't be spent for any private kind of organization. Hey, if you want to build something, then pay for it and build it. I don't care. If you want to, there's one clown here. There's a group of clowns here. Well, we got to save the trees. We got to save the trees, and we got to get money from. No, you want to save the trees? Buy the property and donate it to the Conservancy. I don't care. Save the trees, but don't expect me to pay for it. We got all kinds of stupid groups running around here.
All right, next tweet.
Yeah, that's about right.
This is actually from CNN, believe it or not. The federal investigation into Hunter Biden's business activities is nearing a crucial juncture, but sources say no final decision has been made on whether to bring charges against the president's son. Let me tell you what it has happened. President Biden has told Merrick Garland, there ain't going to be any prison time for my son, so you come up with something.
That's what they're doing here. They're getting this all out in the open now. They'll bring it in. Yeah, well, we'll bring these charges, et cetera, and it all, like you're saying, it all gets swept under the rug, slap on the wrist. They're not going to take any money away. They might fine him $10,000. Ooh, okay, so, he'll stroke him a check for that. They can't wait until after the midterms, because after the midterms, or after the next presidential election in particular, you start bringing these charges forward, and people may do some serious jail time. That's why this is a hammer and tong. Oh, is that racial? Sorry. This is a hammer and tong moment here in these midterms in this next presidential election, because if it goes conservative, if it goes to Trump or DeSantis or whatever, and you start putting in some people that are going to look under the rocks around here, then people are going to start doing some serious jail time. That's why they're pulling out every last frickin' stop here to try to prevent the Republicans from taking control of anything, because they know they're going to get hammered if they lose the House, if they lose the Senate, and they lose the presidency. People are going to start going to jail.
Well, we'll see.
But in the meantime, they'll bring all. It's just like
I'm like you. They're going to stroke a check and work this out.
It'll all be worked out.
Yeah, and then Biden won't even get arrested, which he should. I mean, he used a government plane, Air Force Two, to go over to Ukraine and secure himself a oil job, which he knew nothing about, that paid him $1 million a year. I'd say that's a little taxpayer abuse, wouldn't you?
Yeah, this Ukrainian thing, I'm sorry. I'll say it again. Ukraine is a money laundering operation for all kinds of garbage, but it's primarily here for the U.S. government to launder money and pass it around to God knows who. And I don't care what's going on in the Ukraine, and we shouldn't be spending one red cent there, but we're spending billions of dollars in the Ukraine, getting nothing for it. It's all getting passed around. We're paying salaries for people in Ukraine. Just send them $1 billion to cover their salaries in the Ukraine. How much do you think actually got paid in salaries out of that billion? I would suspect next to nothing. That all went into people's pockets to shut people up, and there were biological laboratories there. That's already been proven. Yeah, we had biolabs in Ukraine under the auspices, with U.S. personnel in there, quote unquote, keeping an eye on things to make sure this or that didn't happen. The Ukraine, that's a sewer. That's a sewer. Ukraine.
Yeah. What else have I got? We all know what we all know nothing will happen. Hunter belongs to the correct side of the two-tier justice system. Let's see, another tweet. And the media is still running cover because they screwed up just like the Russian collusion. Must be getting serious if even CNN is having to report on it. Got to save face somehow, I guess. Looks like the walls are closing in on Hunter.
Now, they've got to get this done before the midterms so that, all the actionable items will have been taken care of before the midterms, because once you have Republicans in control of the House, and everybody keeps predicting that's what's going to happen, once the Republicans start investigating that stuff, then all the crap comes out. But if they can get it done and get it actionable things taken care of, with minimal punishments, et cetera, once they can do that before the midterms, then they'll think it's all under the rug and all forgotten.
Yeah, every time it comes up, they'll say, that's old news already been dealt with.
That's what's going on here.
They said the same thing about Hillary and had numerous chances to lock her up, but even their fabrications could not hold up to even Republicans. Evidence matters, and if Hunter is guilty, lock him up, and I will support his dead. This is from somebody I can't pronounce their name, but anyway, they say he won't face charges. Dems are untouchable. Hunter Biden being criminally charged would be shocking, to say the least. And I can't help but think that this entire investigation is politically motivated. You think?
Congratulations. Who's that sending that?
That was Cornelius Pop is what he calls himself.
I don't know who he is. Moto, master of the obvious.
This story is the epitome of what's wrong with career politicians. Nothing will happen to little Joey Jr. because the big guy and the swamp will never let that happen.
Yeah, no, they'll do enough to just say that, he's been tried so that you can't try him again. No double jeopardy pertains here. So that's the purpose in all of this, is just to get it done and over with before the Republicans can really start peeling the onion on this clown.
Chad Pilgrim, who's a Fox reporter, says Scalise on Fox on threats to protest at the congressional baseball game. The left just wants to disrupt everything. This is a game that raises money for charities in D.C. We last year raised over $1.5 million for local groups, and they want to shut it down. And they don't care about those kids and that benefits from them. It's one opportunity where Republicans and Democrats come together to do something good, and that's what they want to shut down. It shows how you out of touch. It shows you how out of touch the left is. Baseball. It's just baseball. People enjoy the game.
Well, all you got to do is read a little history on Mao, on Stalin, on any of these communist regimes and what they've done to people as far as women, children, etc., and you will understand that, in fact, he is correct. These people do not care about kids. We proved that with the abortion debate, etc. So, yeah, what are you supposed to say? It's the truth, but nobody studies it, nobody understands it, and they just continue to march along their very merry path here.
Okay, time for hard trivia.
Oh dear.
What you do well on?
No, not usually. Not if it's music.
All right, the popular show American Bandstand started in 1952.
Music.
And was hosted by whom?
Bob Barker.
American Bandstand?
I have no clue.
Dick Clark.
Dick Clark. Okay, fine. They were brothers, weren't they? Barker and Dick Clark. I don't know.
Which popular 1990s TV series that ran from 1994 to 2004 featured characters named Rachel, Monica, Phoebe, Joey, Chandler, and Ross?
Oh, that was the
it's that
Friends.
one.
Friends.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right, good.
The names did start to sound familiar after a while.
Which controversial but popular television show that ran from 71 to 79 featured a working-class bigot head of household?
Oh, that was Carol O'Connor. What's his name? All in the Family?
That's right.
Was that it?
Yeah.
All in the Family, yeah.
Which U.S. soap opera first aired on CBS in 1956? And I believe it's still on.
Oh, soap operas. As the World Turns. I don't know.
That's it.
Is it?
Not the one you watch?
No. That's the only one I could remember. There was bunches of them, but As the World Turns is the only one I remember.
You got it right.
Yeah.
Which cartoon television show based on the Griffin family became popular in the early 2000s?
The Griffin family? I've never heard of it. I don't know.
Family Guy.
Family Guy?
Yeah, you've heard of that.
I don't know.
Come on now, let's get it done.
I don't think I've ever seen it. What station was it on?
I don't know which network had it.
Okay.
It wasn't on my high-to-watch list. In a website browser address bar, what does the www stand for?
On the browser bar, World Wide Web, doesn't it?
That's it.
Yeah, okay.
In what year were the first Air Jordan sneakers released?
Sometime in the 90s, 92, 93, I don't know.
84.
84? Air Jordans have been around since 84?
That's what they say.
All right, well, I was busy from 84 to about 89, so I don't know.
In a bingo game, which number is represented by a phrase, two little ducks?
In bingo. Two little ducks, I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't know this either. 22.
Two little ducks, okay. Yeah.
According to Greek mythology, who was the first woman on Earth?
Greek mythology?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Here's a clue.
Hera. I don't know.
She had a box.
Oh, Pandora?
There you go.
That's, okay. All right. I didn't know that. Yep. Oh, all right. Makes sense. I got you. Okay, right. Go ahead. Sorry.
Samuel Tilden, Grover Cleveland, Al Gore, and Hillary Clinton share what distinction among U.S. presidential candidates?
Oh, losers. I don't know.
That, yeah.
I have no clue.
They won the popular vote but lost the electoral college vote.
Okay. Well, too bad.
So they say.
Yeah.
Well,
they have to keep doing that, especially with Gore and Clinton, et cetera, to make the case that you got to do away with the electoral college. But it's dubious whether they actually won that.
What African country was formerly known as Abyssinia?
Abyssinia.
That's Abyssinia.
Somalia, wasn't it?
Ethiopia.
Ethiopia, all right, yeah, okay.
All right, how many soccer players should each team have on the field at the start of each match?
I don't know. 8?
11.
11?
Same as in football.
I don't know, since I never watched soccer, so.
I wonder where they came up with the number 11 for football.
I don't know. I mean, it's changed over years. I don't know. I remember there were several leagues that were 7-man football when I was a kid growing up, but I don't know.
When Michael Jordan played for the Chicago Bulls, how many NBA championships did he win?
Man, I don't know, because I didn't watch any basketball back then either. I was
6.
Gone. 6? You won 6? Yeah, okay.
In what year did the first ever Wimbledon Championship was held?
The first what championship?
Wimbledon.
Wimbledon. Oh, I don't know. Back in the 20s or 30s or something like that.
1877.
Wow, okay. They played tennis back then? What were they using for a ball? A rock or something?
I guess. All right, here's one you would probably know. What is the capital of New Zealand?
Auckland, isn't it? Or Wellington?
Wellington. You got it. Which desert is the largest in the world?
The Gobi Desert.
No. The Sahara Desert.
Sahara is? Okay.
Although Antarctica, which is larger, might also qualify as a desert as well, because it only gets 3 inches of rain a year.
Yeah, I read several things arguing back and forth over deserts. I don't know. Sahara. Okay. That makes sense. I mean, that's the most obvious one. The Gobi, you have to look for it, and, it's not one that's commonly discussed.
What is the name of the world's longest river?
The world's longest? I can't remember. Are we counting the Missouri-Mississippi chain?
The world's longest river.
Oh, man. I don't know if it's the Nile.
Stop right there. You got it.
Is it?
No.
Okay.
Which country is most famous for tattoos? You won't know. It's Italy. But I didn't know that.
Something else you don't need to know about the Italians.
When astronauts in space sang for the first time, what was the Christmas carol?
Silver Bells.
I take that back. What year was it? 1965. All right, so it goes for this Thursday. Have yourself a great safe day. We'll see you back bright and early tomorrow for a TSIF. Thanks, Steve. It's Friday. Until then, be sure to support the mom and pop businesses you hear on our airways, because they are the backbone of our economy here. They're the core central. We need to support them, those that you hear on this radio station, because their money rolls over and creates more jobs right here. When you're at the Mega Mart, your money's out of the country. It's in Sri Lanka, Indonesia, and China, where it's not doing you a bit of good. And don't forget also that millions of Americans have fought and they have died to give and protect the freedoms that you get to enjoy today. Live today worthy of their and their family's sacrifice. I'm Steve Leader Adams, and the Leader Man, and Nick and Colt the dog. We'll see you at the dog park.
When I come back, you...